Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Flip Thigh Show. It's your host with the most, King Truth, Jose Bird, Benny Bodo, the one with the word, the one with the flow. And we coming at you live, man, 10:44, and we got some good content for you in store. Appreciate everybody liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, so I know y'all there, so I can throw it to you when it's in the air, man. My bad, I've been gone for a little while. We go really drop some tonight, man. Probably at least six, 7 videos tonight gonna be dropping, man. As many as we can get done, and the rest tomorrow. A lot of interviews this week. 2 East the interview part, day 5. We got CB45's interview coming out this weekend. We got still got Big Slubby's interview coming soon. Pretty P's interview coming soon. Who else? Oh, we got an update from Chicago rapper, other Chicago rapper, not CB45, but Bando Key, man. We got an update from him. It's gonna be his interview part 2 this week. We got Loso's interview that was supposed to happen, but it didn't get aired. So yeah, we have a lot of interviews coming. Definitely, like I said, Pretty P from Chicago. Her interview coming soon too as well. So boom, we gonna get right into this Nip content, man. This is us going really deep into the rabbit hole, trying to really figure out exactly what was said to Eric Holder before those shots were fired. Let's get into it. Appreciate everybody liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell so I know y'all there, so I can throw it to you when it's in the air, man. Follow me on Kick, follow me on Twitch. Let's go.
And killing behind that conversation. So while the world is stuck on the conversation, oh, he called him a snitch, that's why he did what he did. I heard the conversation, so while y'all stay stuck over here.
Yeah, Cowboy was there for most of the transaction that occurred that day. Mm-hmm. He went inside to eat his lunch. At the time of the shooting, he wasn't actually present.
And they say Hustle told Eric Holder the word on the street was that he was a snitch. Then Holder opened fire.
Oh man, look with that about that, man. All the like on the case. I'm on the case right now, so I can't really speak.
This call is being recorded.
Just some young trying to make it out.
I prosecuted the Nipsey Hussle case, Eric Holder Jr. for killing Nipsey Hussle. I didn't know much about Nipsey before that happened. I watched endless hours of Nipsey Hussle interviews. And one of the great things about Nipsey, if people don't know, he's a very thoughtful person. And I think a very honest person. And that's what kept me coming back to watch him, because I could tell.
You know your business better than anyone, right? So why not build an app to run it with Base44? This finance app solves your business headaches, tracking invoices, managing clients, keeping payments in check, all in one place. Go to Base44 and write your prompt, what your app should do, how it should look, and the problems it should solve. Base starts generating your app right in front of you. Invoice list, client profiles, payment tracking. It's like watching a team of developers, designers, and a business coach bring your idea to life. Now let's make it even better by adding features that fit exactly how you work. I'll add scan receipts, digitize them, and add to expenses. Now I can snap a photo and it's logged instantly. No more manual expense entry. Finally, let's add an expenses prediction dashboard that forecasts monthly and yearly costs. Now you've got an app tailored to your business needs, built around the way you work. Start with your idea. Base44 does the rest.
If he's willing to talk about something, he's going to tell the truth about it. And if he's not willing to talk about it, he just wouldn't talk about it.
Either you gonna fold or step up to the plate. When it's your time to bat, you show them that you great.
I learned so much about him, and I prosecuted gang cases for 6 years, but I learned more about that gang life from the perspective of somebody who lived in it and in many ways transcended it.
You're going to lay in the bed you make. You're not going to get away with nothing in terms of the energy. You know what I mean? But the energy is always going to return to you. So when you just living in this cycle of being negative all day and just putting out negativity and that's the only energy you putting out, it's going to return to you in a different form than you put it out in. So I would just say, you know, master your energy. Do your best to master your energy and what you put out, you know, and unless that's what you want, you know, because you're entitled to whatever you want to create, whatever experience you want to create for yourself. But if you're tired of that shit, adjust the energy. You know what I mean? As best you can. Adjust what you wake up thinking and what you say. And then lastly, what you do.
And then I'm gonna fill the rest of the building up, catch a B-roll, do all that stuff.
Imagine a sunny afternoon, a beloved community leader standing outside his own store, surrounded by people who looked up to him. Then, in broad daylight, he's shot multiple times by someone he knew. This wasn't a random act. This was personal. But why did Eric Holder Jr. kill Nipsey Hussle that day?
Gotta think that was in the hood with his shirt off, already on one. Blue rag on, all that. Why is you even talking to this nigga about this shit, man? Who even walks around the hood with no shirt on to let him know he don't got no pistol on him and all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, cuz. Cuz was already on some typed out ass. Just gotta pay attention to the whole play. Just look at it.
The world immediately pointed to one conversation.
Jealous niggas hated and the police raided. Took a nigga
Nipsey never called him a snitch, not one time.
Nigga, we mapped it out. Niggas jealous cause they wanna rap. What's that about?
A rumor about Nipsey calling Eric a snitch. But what if the story we heard was only part of the truth, or even a misunderstanding that became fatal? Let's look into the tragic layers of that day.
He was saying a lot of cuz.
Who was?
Eric.
Okay. Can you hear what they were saying?
I didn't really kind of understand it, like what he was talking about, but I know to tell from the tension from Nipsey, he didn't really want to talk to him, trying to get to me, to take the picture or whatever, trying to wait till he stopped talking.
Do you know why he wouldn't want to talk to him?
Because I guess the way he was just cuz, have you ever snitched on somebody, cuz this, cuz that?
That's what Nipsey was saying?
That's what Eric was saying.
To understand what happened, we need to look at Eric Holder Jr. before that day. Eric was once just another man in LA trying to make it as a rapper, known as Fly Mac.
Leave a nigga blood dripping when I stick this full clip and any nigga get the tripping and my niggas get the chipping. We'll leave your ass missing when it's time to bust a mission. Holla points to get the spitting and your flesh get the rip. Any nigga want a trip, you know I'm down to ride. Most niggas trying to twist, that's a bloody homicide. Most you niggas envy me, but I don't really mind. But I'll shoot your brains out if your ass get out of line.
He claimed the same organization as Nipsey, the Rolling 60s, but Nipsey built businesses and gave back, while Eric stayed stuck in the streets, losing respect, and his rap dreams didn't pan out. His name in the streets was already shaky.
How I feel about Eric Holder is something that is neither here nor there, because my feelings ain't gonna help us or save him or stop anything that he's going through right now. So I'd rather keep that to myself. Plus, you know, if you live by the gun, you know what I mean? If you you dabble in that life, whatever happens is meant for you. I can't say shit about it. What I do when I go through what I went through, I had to go through that because I did that. I chose that. So now he got an answer for that, whatever it may be.
There was a time he got into a fight and he was badly beaten and violated. According to some, he never got over that loss. And then something even more serious happened. Eric was jumped and severely beaten about a year or two before the fateful incident with Nipsey, and he needed brain surgery. People who knew him said he changed after that. He became paranoid, quick to snap, and his thoughts appeared to be off. People that knew him said Eric was always wild, but after his brain injury, he changed even more. Plus, there were rumors Eric started using hard drugs, specifically crystal meth, which, when mixed with his mental,
I was told that it was fizzle pills, ecstasy pills. That's what he was on, and it was after the brain injury that he started kind of really like getting to that mode where like everybody's against him and paranoid and stuff like that. This is just off of what Rick has said and the homie Rest in Paradise, Nate D from 6-0 has said. So I don't know, man. Feel me? Shit's crazy though. But I feel like there was way more to the story than just, oh, whoop, he called him a rat and all this, and they got into it and all that. So let's see.
issues made things worse.
Like I was crying tears after tears at first. Then when I called back in and they told me who it was, it's like all the tears stopped. Like, damn. Like this shit's bullshit. Like how the fuck he do that shit? Like you get what I'm saying? Like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, I know that type of shit didn't just take place while I was in here. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit have a nigga stomach fucked up, like ready to throw up. Like, come on, bro. Like, just you being my little bro, you should have started, cause gotta think that nigga was in the hood with his shirt off, already on one. Blue rag on, all that. Why is you even talking to this nigga about this shit, man? Who even walks around the hood with no shirt on to let nigga know he don't got no pistol on him and all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, cuz. Cuz was already on some typed out ass shit. Just gotta pay attention to the whole play. Just look at it. You know what I'm saying? He fucked up in the head at the time too.
Yeah, I heard there was always those rumors about him that he might have had like some mental issues or something like that.
Nah, he had brain surgery though.
Oh.
Some shit that happened. He got to a fight for brain swelled up and all that. They stumped him out. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And so he had brain surgery, and that's what started the mental shit in and out of the hospital and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mental hospitals and all that. He probably, that with the drugs probably wasn't no good combination. You don't know what the fuck going on. Once he had made it that far down the line, and I used to see him off I had been cut him off though.
Yeah.
I've been learning how to love from a distance. That was my little nigga, but it's like you a liability. You no longer an asset. You done let the drugs whoop you. Cuz is a nut. Either way it go, he a nut. So it's like that. Yeah, that some more. That nigga's crazy regardless though. Like everybody know that about that little nigga.
This whole situation was already making him unravel. This brings us back to that fateful Sunday.
There's no one answer to how you change the hood or change the reality of what goes on. But what you gotta think about is when you don't have resources, you in survival mode. So being in survival mode automatically rules out a lot of things because you don't care about morality, because you don't experience morality. You experience, the need to survive. You don't experience, fairness. You don't experience planning for the future. You just experience my ribs touching. You know what I mean? And it's better me than you. And, it's a survival instinct that kick in. So I think once you get out of the survival mode, your morals come back closer to your daily decision making. You start thinking about what's right and what do I believe in. But until you get out of survival mode, you ain't got time to be worrying about right and wrong. You worrying about bottom line. You know what I mean? By any means necessary.
Just weeks before that fateful day, Eric had reportedly experienced a manic episode, convinced he was going to be killed. He had recently come into some money, received a lump sum from SSI, allowing him to get his own place. It was as if he was trying to reset, to reestablish himself in the very neighborhood he felt had turned its back on him, but he carried a major chip on his shoulder. On March 31st, 2019, Eric Holder was hanging out with a female friend, allegedly looking to get something to eat. They went to Eric's old neighborhood, to the Marathon parking lot, and then he crossed paths with Nipsey Hussle. The stage was set, ironically, at Nipsey's own Marathon clothing store. Nipsey, ever the leader, the man of the people, was simply doing what he always did, connecting with his community, taking pictures with fans, living his vision.
Then I got another video that nobody got on Earth, and I'm down there, and I see Cuz standing back there like that. So Cuz did come back.
Nipsey saw Eric pull in, and according to Cowboy, Nipsey said, "I wonder how this is going to unfold."
When the car pulled up and they hit that corner, and when Nip asked Ren Paul, is that shitty? And Ren Paul like, yeah. And he didn't really say it to nobody, but I distinctly remember saying, I wonder how this gonna unfold. You know what I'm saying? I think that's exact words, like, I wonder how this gonna unfold. Oh no, I wonder how this is gonna play out, something like that. You know, and at the time.
Forget hiring a VA. I installed an AI employee and I scaled faster than my funded competitors. I'm doing 5 jobs. No assistant, just me, juggling.
You know, you don't really think nothing of it. You know, I'm just sitting there now, just ear hustling, just listening to what's going on. Like, you know, I know the little nigga, but I don't know nothing about, you know, I ain't heard nothing about the dude. There's nothing, you know, that I know. It's his generation, you know what I mean? Whatever's going on, that's their generation, politics or whatever. But he never caught the man a snitch. That's the only reason that I'm getting on the stand. I did not see him shoot Nipsey. No, I did not. I cannot physically say, yeah, I saw. So basically, it's like, you know, we all homies, we all friends. So when he seen the dude, it wasn't like he seen an enemy or he seen somebody that had told on him. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no reason to be like, oh, there go that motherfucker. So it wasn't that type of situation. It was more like, it's my partner. I ain't seen my cousin in a while, but I've been hearing some shit and I ain't, you know, so hey, bro, look, they got this little paperwork floating around. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you need to take care of it. Basically, he was kind of giving him a heads up. He never accused him of nothing. You know what I mean? Just saying, man, you know, they got some shit floating around. I ain't read nothing, but, you know, in the hand, it was more or less what you would tell a friend. Like, if you ain't seen me in a while, but you know Cowboy, your friend, but you done heard something about Cowboy, when you see me, like, look here, Cowboy, look, I done heard this, man. You need to take care of it. So my thing is, I heard the whole conversation. So you killed Nipsey. We know that. You already admitted to that. You killed Nipsey. But I know for sure you didn't kill him behind that conversation.
What followed was a conversation caught on camera, but interpreted in an array of ways. The core of it, the alleged spark, was talk of paperwork.
So while the world is stuck on the conversation, oh, he called him a snitch, that's why he did what he did. I heard the conversation, so while y'all stay stuck over here, okay? I heard the conversation, so I still need to know why. Yeah, everybody stuck. Oh, that's why. Okay, you stick on that why. I'm not, you feel me?
Cowboy stood on the fact that Nipsey never directly called Eric a snitch, describing the conversation as a regular friendly chat between associates who hadn't seen each other in a while. Eric's reply, he just brushed it off, saying that people were just hating on him. To Cowboy, the conversation ended there, and Nipsey simply moved on, talking to other fans. Eric even shook hands with others in Nipsey's group before leaving. So, why the explosion? Cowboy insists that Eric definitely did not kill Nipsey because of that conversation.
Yeah, Cowboy was there for most of the transaction that occurred that day. Mm-hmm. He went inside to eat his lunch. At the time of the shooting, he wasn't actually present, but he heard a lot of conversation before.
But others tell a different story. Surveillance video reportedly showed Nipsey moving his hands a lot, while Eric did not seem to be taking it well. The woman who gave Eric a ride to the store and saw the talk later spoke under a deal that protected her from going to jail. She gave another account. She felt Eric was trying to stir up trouble, and Nipsey just calmly replied that he had not. She noticed Nipsey's body language, making her feel like he wanted Eric to go away.
Because I guess the way he was just like, cuz, have you ever snitched on somebody, cuz this, cuz that?
That's what Nipsey was saying?
That's what Eric was saying. Nipsey wasn't like saying nothing. He was just like, nah, nah, like that, you know.
Did it sound like Eric was accusing him of snitching?
To me, it sounded like kind of like he was trying to be a little messy.
Oh.
Like I wasn't kind of like getting into it, but because I'm not the messy type. I'm just like kind of like listening, but I'm just like, okay, like what is he talking about? Like to myself though. And then, but I can tell like by looking at Nipsey or whatever, because I'm waiting to take the picture. Like he looking like he need to go on somewhere. That's how I got the impression. I didn't hear no arguing, and even when I took the picture and everything, I didn't hear no arguing. It was just like casual, just talking, like regular guy talk, I guess. Yeah, he was kind of like a little aggressive, but like some guys, that's just how they talk, So
Who was aggressive?
To me, aggressive mean when you using slang words like cuz.
Well,
Like
which one?
Eric.
There have been several different accounts of what happened. Each is drastically different than the next. Another witness allegedly said they heard Nipsey tell Eric that he could not be there right now, suggesting a heated argument. This witness then stepped back, sensing the tension. And then there's the idea that the talk about snitching was just a cover. One story suggests the real reason for the anger was Eric's failed attempt to get Nipsey and his team to listen to his new music. Eric was reportedly upset about that CD days before the shooting. The lawyers for the prosecution, during the trial, put forward the idea that the real reason was not the snitch accusation at all, but pure jealousy.
I think that she wasn't troubled by it, whatever the tone was, wasn't troubling to her. But she said that's what she remembered hearing. She did not hear Nipsey say anything other than it seemed like he was just trying to stay chill and just kind of just brush whatever Mr. Holder was saying off. That's her description of what she heard. We know Mr. Douglas said, well, no, I never heard the word snitch. Nipsey definitely didn't say the word snitch, and I never heard the word snitch. This was a conversation between two homies, where one is trying to tell the other one who hasn't been around, so may not know, that there's some stuff going around about you that you might want to take care of. It was more in the nature of advice.
Hollywood is a place where are sacrificed.
And it was cool. Think about Cowboy. I hope he doesn't mind me calling him that. It's easier to say than Herman Douglas. He grew up in this neighborhood, right? This neighborhood is a neighborhood of some bad people in the neighborhood doing some bad things. There's no doubt about that. But it's also a neighborhood of some good people and some tough people. At least they wear a certain facade of toughness. And probably because of the environment that they are growing up in and living in, they find that useful. But every single person from the neighborhood who came in here and testified, including Cowboy, showed that vulnerability that lies just beneath. They all got emotional in this case when talking about Nipsey Hussle. As much as they didn't want to show it, and you could tell they didn't want to show it, from Carrie Lathan, who was clearly trying to avoid questions, to Cowboy, to Ingrid, Danae Wright, they all sort of had a moment of breakdown when talking about Nipsey Hussle and what happened to him that day.
Nipsey's massive success, including a Grammy nomination, was a sharp contrast to Eric's rap career, which had gone nowhere. One witness even argued that in today's gang world, being called a snitch isn't as big a deal as it once was, calling it a myth.
He's an OG from the neighborhood. You can't tell him anything. Talk about a gang expert. What gang expert is going to be better on the Rolling 60s than Herman Douglas? And I think you could tell from the character of his testimony that he's a straight shooter. He goes on Instagram and tells people, I don't care what you think about me and what I'm doing because I know I'm doing the right thing. You grow up in a neighborhood like this, the one we're talking about here, where the 60s claim, I hate to use that because it doesn't belong to them. Still, it is an area where there are pockets of concentrated poverty in this neighborhood. And there is a gang that exists there, and it thrives there. The young men who grow up there learn I think more than the average person, to be aware of suspicious behavior or anything that can be threatened. There's an expression that you live with your head on a swivel because you're constantly looking for an enemy. Anybody who wants to get a 60 will go to this area because that's where they'll likely find one. So you look for danger. He didn't see anything or hear anything that day that made him think for one moment that there was any hostility or that Mr. Holder felt any hostility toward Nipsey Hussle. So whatever that conversation, and we don't have a recording of it, whatever it was, we don't see the hostility in the video. The witnesses who were there and within earshot didn't hear or see any hostility, the likes of which you would expect if there was some provocative act that would give rise to a heat of passion defense. Just wasn't there. And you know, the conversation, we never got like one complete accurate description of what was said, but it was something of the nature of Nipsey telling Eric Holder that there was word on the street that he had snitched on somebody. There was some paperwork to that effect, and that he needed to clear it up. So everybody who knows the streets, who's listening to us right now, knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And Eric took offense to that. Now, if you're already jealous of somebody, if you're already envious, if you're trying to get someone like Nipsey to hear your demo, your SoundCloud material, and he's not interested, and then he tells you, hey, you're not even supposed to be around here. I'm not quoting him, but you know what I mean. That's not enough to send an ordinary person into, you know, a homicidal rage, but it was enough for Eric.
What is clear is that Eric left the scene. He went to get some food, some fries, but in that short time, something changed. His mind started to unravel. He got 2 guns and loaded them. He even tried to do a drive-by shooting, but the woman he was with refused to do it in her car. Instead, Eric walked back to the Marathon parking lot with a terrible goal. He had time to calm down, time to think, but he didn't. He approached Nipsey, opened fire, not just shooting, but coming back to kick the fallen artist in the head. Nipsey's last words, reportedly, were that Eric had got him. This was not a random act. It was deeply personal. The immediate aftermath was chaos. Eric ran, and the woman driving the car, initially shocked, eventually drove him to his cousin's house about 30 minutes away. She claims she realized what had happened from news reports. She then turned herself in and worked with the police. Eric was later arrested near a mental health facility in Bellflower. His defense team argued that he was mentally ill, pointing to his diagnosis of auditory schizophrenia at 19 and a past brain injury. They even showed a picture of metal staples in his head from an attack he suffered in jail during the trial, arguing that his life in prison would be short, brutal, and full of danger.
Rapper Nipsey Hussle's alleged killer was attacked on his way to court. Eric Holder's attorney tells TMZ that he was attacked by 2 people while in a holding cell. Holder needed 3 staples after being cut with what's believed to be a razor. He also may have lost consciousness during the attack. Closing arguments in the murder trial are scheduled for Thursday. Holder's accused of shooting Hussle at least 10 times, killing him in the parking lot of Hussle's South LA store in 2019.
And it was March 29th. You'll never guess who was on that bus with me.
Who?
Eric Holder, nigga that killed Nip. I swear to God, on everything I love. He was right there on the same bus, and it's crazy because I'm chained up. I'm with a few homies. I'm with a homie from 60s too.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, but he's in a cage though. He's like he was PC'd up. So he was in the cage, but he was in the last cage. And I'm sitting right here. So like his cage is right here. And then I see him just look back on everything I love. And I'm like, what the f? I'm high too, mind you. I'm faded. So I'm like, what the f? And I tell the homie, I'm like, hey, I'm like, bro, I think that's old boy. He's like, and he look at me like kind of disrespectful, like, man, you tripping, you high, nigga, like you off drugs, like, you feel me? And then I was just like, all right, man, bam, I go bang on his window, boom, boom, boom. He looks back, everybody on the bus like, what the? I swear to God. And then he's like, you Eric Holder? He's like, yeah, it shit went crazy. Everything I love, he got pissed on and some more shit, spit on.
They were pissing and spitting on him in the bus?
Man, shit, hell yeah, squirting piss on his ass.
Somebody like him, like, can't be, like, he has to not be in general population because he'll die.
Was as soon as we got to Delano. So look, shit, bus was going crazy, shit shaking, everybody up, boom, boom, boom. As soon as they found out it was him. And then they stopped the bus over on the freeway. Like, man, y'all better chill out or else we finna take y'all back to the county, have to catch the whole chain again. So as soon as we got to Delano, man, I'm telling you, he covered in piss on everything I love. He covered in piss. They take him out first. They take him out and they put him away, like, you know. And then, yeah, he for sure PC'd up, though.
Even being in jail, like, where you from? I'm Lil Shitty from 6-0. Yeah, like Shitty. Yeah, nigga, I'm Lil Shitty from 6-0. Nigga, what's up? Oh, you know the other man on the stop talking to me about cuz. You get what I'm saying? Like, it really like affected a whole lot right there. Like, oh yeah, we ain't with that Shitty. Like, so what is you saying? Like, I really had to be on defense mode because it's like at this point, like, you know what I'm saying, the idiot might go for it thinking that I'm closer to the little nigga than what I am. Every time they ask me about him, I'm aggressive. It also added pressure inside the jail system on me. Not to say that it was some pressure I couldn't handle, but shit, it definitely was like a whole different turn for shit. You got like homies coming to jail and they been talking on the streets, talking about they gonna get all of the shitties out the way and all that. And I've been hearing it. So when I see them, I'm, nigga, what's up? I heard you been looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal? You know, niggas wasn't on nothing though. They was just talking, but you know me, I don't do too much talking.
But the evidence was too strong. Surveillance video and many witnesses. Eric Holder Jr. was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 60 years to life in prison. The consequences, however, went far beyond Eric's prison cell. Inside, he became a target. He was reportedly beaten, spit on, and put in protective custody. People loved Nipsey, one source explained, stressing the widespread hatred for Eric, even among rival gangs. And then there are the unconfirmed but widely spoken rumors of extreme payback. Social media accounts that Eric's entire family was wiped out in revenge attacks, alleging his family was killed the same day Nipsey was. However, these claims were allegedly debunked.
But let me just put this out there, and this is the only thing I really wanted to address, is that that is not accurate. I think my boy Alex Alonso in 2019 debunked that the young lady, I think her name was Leah or something like that. As I remember, she lives in New York currently. But she is from over that area. But I don't know where she's getting out that information that anyone got killed. There was some altercations, but no one got killed in Eric Holder's or Shitty Mike's family, y'all. And that's been debunked. I really believe that's an old interview that she did in 2019, I think it was.
Nipsey Hussle's brother, Black Sam, added another layer to the story. He spoke about a serious failure in security on the day of the shooting. He described how armed security usually stood at the Marathon store's doorway, but on that day, no one was there, leaving Nipsey exposed. Sam also pointed out Eric's strange behavior, first approaching without a shirt on to look around the area, then coming back a few minutes later wearing a red shirt, a color not allowed in their neighborhood, before opening fire.
Do something to cuz. That's what you should have did. You should have did something to cuz. How did the authorities get anything? How did they even get his real name? How did they get his hood name or anything? You get what I'm saying? Them civilians that was sitting around, Eric ain't been in the hood for, the police wasn't just interviewing everybody about that shit. You niggas is dead ass wrong. Cause y'all motherfuckers was spooked and you told the police what happened. And I know for a fact that Black Sam didn't. They never seen the footage from the t-shirt shop. So that's why I salute my big bro like how I do, cause he was gonna handle his candle. But it's like, how you gonna handle your candle when everybody is rushing to the authorities about the shit? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to put everybody out there, but it's just like, miss me with that morning shit. Like, and that's one of the reasons why me and Cowboy's relationship is what it is.
As random as what the public thought it was. Nip seen somebody, Eric, and talked and.
I mean, you know, he already got convicted. So for me, without going into too many details, somebody come to the shop. They know when Hustle pull up, we in the doorway. You're gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me. You're gonna see one of the team members in the hoodie in the doorway with a pistol. That's protocol when Hustle pull up. So it's Sunday, it's busy. A lot of niggas in there didn't follow the protocol. I wasn't there. Why they didn't follow it? Maybe they was fucking around helping the customer, doing some fucking customer service. This is what I'm thinking. Trying to transition into some legitimate, just selling clothes. But nobody was in the doorway. And from my understanding, no boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene because he know what's going on in that parking lot. And had a conversation, probably seen nobody was in the doorways, checked Hustle had on shorts, checked everybody else, left. They say came back with a red shirt on, tiptoed through the alley and went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when a nigga come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off, or the Bloods did it, or the Inglewood families did it, or the BPS. That's the throw off, red shirt. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. That's my thoughts on it. Okay, nobody.
Okay. No, I mean, I heard this before. I heard this is a really good interview. Shout out to Black Sam and everybody at the Marathon, feel me, brand team. But basically, I think that because they're alleging that Big U's the one that sent him, so maybe Big U and somebody else told him, hey, dress up in all flame, so they think it's a whoop. I mean, I don't know, bro. There's a lot of crazy things to this story that nobody could really sit here and pick apart and make factual for sure, you know? It's all just hearsay except the people that were there that day. Like Black Sam was there that day, so.
They tell me nothing about that because it just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know? I know Hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to Hustle. There was no argument, you know? There was no sense of threat, you know? And it's broad daylight, man, and it's, you know, a lot of unanswered questions, man.
Nah, see what I wanted to do, Eric, is I wanted to there's two sides to every story. Let me explain to you who I am. Like I said, you got my card. I introduced myself and what I do for us podcast. And my thing is what I wanted to do is I wanted to reach out to you because ain't nobody reaching out to you to get your side of the story on this Nipsey Hussle thing. Everybody is, how can I say it? They got you pegged as this just out cold murderous thug individual. You know what I'm saying? And don't nobody but the actual people who was there know what happened. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to tell your side of the truth for this. That's all that is.
Oh man, look with that about that, man. All the like on the case, I'm on the case right now, so I can't really speak.
This call is being recorded.
Right. Well, that's no problem right now. We don't have to talk about that right now, but you know, we can just chop it up, you know, and just, you know, after the case is done on the Nipsey Hussle situation and stuff of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to tarnish your case or what's about to come, you know, going on. Because I know you're about to start trial this month. Am I right?
All right. Hey, I'm gonna keep your number, man. I'm gonna call you after this. Like I'm finna go to trial, so after trial, when I find out everything, I'm gonna hit you up and holler at you for sure, though, bro.
All right, I'm gonna make sure I keep some money on the card because a couple of my homies been calling me and everything. So I'm gonna make sure, since I know that you in the loop and gonna hit me up, I'm gonna make sure I keep some money on this line so you can call me. You feel me? All right, man. I appreciate you and thanks.
All right, bro, for sure.
All right, my brother.
Nipsey Hussle's life was tragically cut short, but his legacy, his dream of building up his community and creating wealth for generations continues to live on. The marathon truly goes on, but the echoes of that fateful conversation and the many different stories about it remain a haunting reminder of the complicated forces that can lead to such a sad ending.
All right, boom.
video. I think this is a post from 478 weeks ago, July 13th.
As soon as you come on the block, this board, let's go. He comes from that. So his whole crew, he didn't have his crew no more. He felt like he was isolated. He just wasn't fucking with him over a rumor that he told. Cuz doing drugs, he's losing his mind. You feel me? That's all. This is all of what Cuz going through within a stretch of 10 years. He watching the hood on TV, watching Nip blow up. He watching the hood get cracking, and he can't be involved. And he feel like he's more of a loc than a lot of. So he felt some type of way. Yeah, he felt some type of way. So every time he came to the hood, he got a major chip on his shoulder. And the day he swapped with me, we had nothing to do with nothing. I thought it was something personal, so I kept trying to figure it out. I'm thinking that he used to be tight with, trying to figure out what the was that about, but Cuz just wasn't there in the dome. And I hadn't seen him after that swap. I seen him try to pull up on me a couple of times. Shit got tricky, then I didn't see him no more. Then the day that Nip died, it was the first day Cuz ever came back to the hood.
He became more aggressive, more reckless, more unpredictable around that neighborhood. The warning signs were already there. But what happened next? That's when things really changed. His hood name? Cuz, under Brick Baby, who was his big homie. Before all of the drama, before the incident went down, there was another name that was tied close to Nipsey Hussle and Eric Holder Jr. It was Brick Baby. Also known as Brick Baby Metro, a name that holds weights in the streets of the South Central area, especially in the Rolling 60 Crips. Brick wasn't just a rapper. He was a soldier, a respected member, and according to multiple sources, a big brother to Eric Holder Jr.
This is a video. I think this is a post from 478 weeks ago, July 13th, 2015. It's my rap video on me.
Strap on me, got bands on me, programs on me, all I fuck with is drugs.
Well, this guy right here happens to be Eric Holder, right?
While he was the little homie, Brick Baby was already active and respected in the LA gang's politics. He rolled with the right people, had ties to free bands with Future, and was even affiliated with Atlanta artists like Young Thug and Pee Wee Longway. But back in LA, Brick Baby was solidified. His name wasn't questioned. His rep was official. And when it came to the gang culture, Brick was the type of big homie who could speak and be heard. He wasn't just in the street either. He had ties to Nipsey Hussle. There's old footage of Brick with Nipsey, photos, studio sessions. Respect was shown on both sides. But they weren't best friends, but they definitely were cool. According to Brick Baby, before everything went down, everybody got along. Eric Holder Jr. Brick Baby was solidified. His name wasn't questioned. His rep was official. And when it came to the gang culture, Brick was the type of big homie who could speak and be heard. He wasn't just in the street either. He had ties to Nipsey Hussle. There's old footage of Brick with Nipsey, photos, studio sessions. Respect was shown on both sides. But they weren't best friends, but they definitely were cool. According to Brick Baby, before everything went down, everybody got along. Eric Holder Jr. was considered a soldier and a main hitter for the gang. Someone who wasn't to be played with, aggressive with the weapons. Then there was Nipsey Hussle, Lil Thundercat, the little homie to Big Thundercat, who now worked for Nipsey in his parking lot, sometimes a jack of all trades for the store. Now here are these two members from the same gang with similar backgrounds. Tempers are flaring, egos are fully active, and the world is about to change from this 4-minute conversation. Now, the fight that changed everything wasn't just a regular fight that everybody heard about, or the rumors about the story. This one was different, and it was more dangerous. According to the rumors, Eric Holder got pressed by someone who didn't know who he was at the time. They questioned his gang ties, disrespected his name, and Eric responded the only way he knew how, violently. But he lost. He lost badly. The fight left him injured so bad that he needed brain surgery.
Eric was jumped probably a year, 2 years before that, not by nobody that had nothing to do with Nipsey, but he had went to the hospital and he had brain surgery. And it did happen in the area. Pulled up, and I guess he had questioned him about the red shirt, and he had just got off on basically they just was like, "Who are you?" It really wasn't over the red shirt. They pull up, "Who is you?" But you on the block, you on our block, and cuz just ain't been around for like a year or two. But like this the block, and cuz don't be like really. He was, cuz is real 60. Cuz ain't finna go for no questioning. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really loking over here. Like, you get what I'm saying? But it was the other homie. Cuz got a squabble. Cuz I'm hood, and cuz said something that Eric didn't like. Eric got off. And Eric got his ass whooped, but then he got transported to the hospital and what you call it? He had brain surgery, so that's what had caused the mental health and all the going to the mental houses and all. That's what put him on his tear. So I think he had a vendetta with certain people in the area, not Nipsey, but yeah, just over him getting put in that situation.
People who knew him said that he changed after that. He wasn't the same Eric anymore. He became paranoid, quick to snap. His thoughts didn't feel right. His energy was off. Friends say Eric Holder always had been wild, but after that brain injury, it turned him up even more. And on top of that, it was rumored that Eric Holder started to use drugs, which that activated mental issues when the two paired with each other. But whether it was just mental illness or just pride and anger, he was already unraveling. And then he ran into Nipsey Hussle. March 31st, a sunny day, 2019, Eric Holder is now hanging out with his lady friend, and they're looking to get something to eat. But this time, they're going to Eric Holder's old neighborhood, not in Long Beach, where Eric Holder is currently living, where he met that female at. They went to the Marathon parking lot. Nipsey Hussle sees Eric Holder pulling into the parking lot. According to Big Thundercat, Nipsey's big homie, Nipsey said to himself, "I wonder how this is going to unfold." Eric Holder directly orders his food and greets the gang in front of the Marathon store. The two talk for over 4 minutes. According to the witnesses, the conversation didn't get heated at all, but according to the surveillance footage that we found, it shows that Nipsey was quite animated as he was moving his hands. And Eric Holder wasn't taking it all too well. According to Cowboy, who witnessed it, testified that Nipsey Hussle told Eric this. He said, "People say you got paperwork on you. I ain't saying it's true, but you should clear that up." In street code, that's serious, real serious. But instead of falling back and checking the situation as a whole, Eric Holder took it personally.
So you don't think he passively told him he was a snitch?
No, he never called him a snitch at all.
No, not saying a snitch outright. But
Come on, bro. The fact that you said was never no paperwork produced on him, we know it was a snitch conversation, Cowboy. Come on.
Well, no. Nip was like, Nip ain't seen Cuz in a long time. So Nip was like, "Hey, bro, hey, where you been? We ain't seen." He's like, "Oh, man, I did it." He was coming with this little story. I've been did it. And Nip was like, "Well, they got that paperwork floating around. I ain't read it, but you need to go take care of it." And he did it cool, like homie to homie. I ain't seen you in a while. You need to take care of that shit. He didn't say, "Oh, snitch, you told." You feel me? He didn't do none of that.
That's probably when the discourse started. Now, Cowboy, we're going to talk about it. Hold on.
But listen,
Cowboy, we're talking about it, right?
Well, hold on one second. But I'm saying about
we can talk about it.
But listen, though, by the nature of their conversation, I would have never expected that, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Cowboy, let me ask you a question. We talking about it, right? Hold on.
He said he just
after
went on
Nip
the
made that comment, right?
Say that, and now he said that.
Hey, wait. After Nip made that comment, right, about that, however he made it.
The comment the world
responded. Hold on, Cowboy. Dude responded to Nip. Yeah, you the one snitching. You been paying the homie whoop wop wop. Am I right?
No, he didn't respond to that. No.
Right.
Like I said,
I'm gonna leave it alone.
What? Oh, what? Of course, the Peru himself, Rat 100, is gonna start saying some weird shit about Nip, talking about that Nip was the one telling him. What are you saying, bro? Fuck out of here.
She said whatever she had to say. I'm not gonna contest. I'm just gonna tell you what I heard, bro. And all I can say is the truth. If bro would have said something like that, bro, I'm gonna let it know. Like I said, I done cleared up all kind of shit about my past. I done cleared up so much shit.
Didn't he say he had something? He had to fix something up. Isn't that like insinuating he snitched?
Paperwork, exactly.
Well, it ain't about fixing up. It's about, look, bro, this paperwork floating around, it ain't really cool. You need to go ahead.
That snitch conversation, though.
Did he not tell him he couldn't go in the store? Hey, Cowboy. Did he not tell him he couldn't go in the store?
No, he didn't tell him that.
Now, and never heard audio, Cowboy admits that Eric Holder wanted the group to hear his new music and listen to his new CD when he walked up. Nipsey and Entourage didn't want to hear it. That's when Eric got on the fence and started to question Nipsey Hussle.
Conversation, though.
But the conversation was about the conversation. Really, what it boiled down to is nobody wanted to listen to that boy CD. That's what it boiled down to. Nobody wanted to listen to this punk CD. So it took me to go to this murder trial and start talking to these witnesses and all these other folks to find out. Cuz was jumping out with 2 blowers and telling me, you check out my CD. The homie was like, damn, if I didn't listen to Cuz CD, I felt he was gonna do something. That was 2 days before he shot Nip. Feel me? Cuz was already over there on one. Oh, about that punk CD.
Now watch this, Cowboy. Now here we go. You got 3 other people gave statements, right? 2, 3 other people gave statements. Nobody mentioned all that. They whole things was a discourse about snitching.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, I sat around.
And I don't doubt he was doing that with his CD. That's cool. But at that point in time.
But now it's making sense to me. I went to these courtrooms and I sat here and I listened. I watched the people, and there was a witness that came through that never got on the stand. And he explained to me what happened a couple of days prior. And I'm like, damn, that makes most sense. I'm trying to figure out. What's going on. Was it a setup? Was it this? Was it that? So for the last 3 years, my brain going crazy trying to figure this shit out. Feel me? So now
you know that wasn't no bro. You know that nobody sent that dude over there, bro.
Exactly. I know that's
nobody do that, bro.
It's about that CD. He's like, man, y'all check out my CD. And we looked at a nigga. He talking about your CD.
I'm telling you, man.
If you look
To add to that, the witness who was with Eric Holder, who gave him the ride and even the money to eat at the restaurant, says that the narrative was mixed up and Eric Holder was the one asking Nipsey Hussle about snitching.
You're talking about?
He was saying a lot of cuz.
Who was?
Eric.
Okay. Can you hear what they were saying?
I didn't really kind of understand it, like what he was talking about, but I know to tell from the tension from Nipsey, he didn't really want to talk to him, trying to get to me, to take the picture or whatever, trying to wait till he stopped talking.
Do you know why he wouldn't want to talk to him?
Because I guess the way he was just cuz, hey, you ever snitched on somebody, cuz this, cuz that.
That's what Nipsey was saying?
That's what Eric was saying.
Right.
Nipsey wasn't saying nothing. He was just nah, nah, like that,
So did it sound like Eric was accusing him of snitching?
To me, it sounded kind of like he was trying to be a little messy.
Oh.
I wasn't kind of getting into it, but because I'm not the messy type. I'm just kind of listening, but I'm just okay, what is he talking about? To myself though. And then, but I can tell by looking at Nipsey or whatever, because I'm waiting to take the picture. He looking he need to go on somewhere. That's how I got the impression. I didn't hear no arguing, and even when I took the picture and everything, I didn't hear no arguing. It was just casual, just talking, regular guy talk. I guess Yeah, he was kind of a little aggressive, but some guys, that's just how they talk. So
who was aggressive?
To me, aggressive mean when you using slang words like cuz.
Well, which one?
Eric.
That was
During a sworn immunity, the young lady had to tell the truth or she would go to jail for being accessory to this incident. Now, what I'm about to say is hearsay, and it hasn't been confirmed nor verified. But WAC 100 claims that Eric Holder was referencing to an incident that Nipsey Hussle and a friend got into, and it was rumored that someone snitched to the police. And they say Eric Holder brought it up.
So, were you there at the Marathon Clothing Store on March 31st?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were there, why were you at the store?
I was at the grocery shop next door to it, actually, and I walked in there to buy a hoodie. I bought 2 hoodies from the store, and when I came out, everything went down.
Wow. So you and Nipsey took a picture. After that picture, how long did it take for dude to come through and do what he did?
Probably 3 minutes after.
Okay, what kind of car were you driving?
A BMW convertible.
Was it white?
White one.
The white one.
Yep.
Okay, because people.
Car in front of it was in front of Monster Burger. I parked in front of Monster Burger. That's in that plaza.
So what was Eric Holder and Nipsey talking about? Did you see all that?
I mean, when I was in the barber shop, I seen the Benz. Nipsey got a Benz, a little mini it's a Jeep, a little SUV. And his brother has a Jaguar, so I seen the SUV pull up, and I figured that was Nipsey. So when he hopped out, the kid was talking, and it was, I believe it was, I don't know the kid's real name. You saying it's Eric Holder, they're saying?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It's like the kid that shot him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was him and some other Spanish kids standing there, and it looked like a heated conversation, because when I walked up to try to get a picture at first, I heard Nipsey tell him, you can't even be here right now. Like, you're not supposed to be here right now. So I kind of backed up because I seen it was like a heated conversation, so it wasn't really the time to ask for pictures. Once I went into Monster Burger to get a sandwich, went back into the Marathon store, came back out, the kid was gone. The Eric Holder kid, I guess, he dipped around the corner, like where Monster Burger is, that little cut alleyway. He dipped off, and then when I seen everybody else taking pictures with him, that's when I sat in my car for him and I asked him, I said, well, Nipsey, man, I'm out here for audition, for the BMF audition with 50 Cent. You mind if I take a picture with you? I'm from New York. He said, yeah, no problem, come out. And we took the last picture. 2 minutes after that, the kid came back around the corner. I passed right by him, and I felt like something was going wrong, but I didn't really pinpoint it. And I seen him pull out, just start hitting him.
Back at that parking lot, Eric Holder left the conversation and went to get his food and came back to shake the entourage's hand. Key thing is, Nipsey was talking to some fans and taking pictures, and he didn't get a chance to shake his hand. Eric Holder got his cheese fries, and that's when his mind started to unravel. According to the female driver, Eric pulled out 2 weapons and started to load them, in which he told the driver to drive around. The driver says, no, you're not about to do a drive-by in my car. This is when they pull into that alleyway, in which Eric Holder tells the driver to wait here. Eric Holder returned to the Marathon store parking lot with a mission, something that the streets say he has done plenty of times, but this time it was to take out Nipsey Hussle. He had time to think, he had time to cool off, but he didn't. He walked up, raised 2 guns, opened fire, aiming directly for Nipsey Hussle. He hit Kerry Lathan and his nephew as Nipsey tried to swipe or grab the weapons from Eric Holder. Then Nipsey was hit multiple times. As Nip was laying on the ground, he yelled to Eric Holder, "You got me." Eric walked back, fired some more shots, and kicked him in the head. Though the whole parking lot scattered, it was only Eric Holder Jr., Nipsey, and Kerry Lathan right there on the ground. This was personal. That was rage. It happened in broad daylight in front of witnesses, in front of security cameras. And then Eric Holder Jr. ran. No one returned fire. No one there to stop the shooter from hitting his target or even throwing him off. Eric Holder hit the shopping center's alleyway and made his exit clean. The alleged getaway driver, Bernita, scared after hearing the shots, initially pulled away from the scene, but decided to stay, and that's when Eric Holder Jr. came running back to the car. She asked what was going on. Eric Holder told her to shut up and drive and that she talked too much. She immediately drove him away, shaken and confused. She drove Eric directly to his cousin Harold's house in Long Beach, California, about 30 minutes away from Los Angeles. She then went back. Later, Eric was arrested for lingering around a mental health facility in Bellflower. According to the arresting officer, Eric Holder had on a hoodie and walked towards the police as they pulled in, arresting him without incident.
I work at a mental health facility. I work here. Yeah.
Good thing you're late today or you went out to lunch.
Is this him?
I think so.
This is the guy?
It's not positive yet, but it might be.
Oh my God, this look like him. This is the guy that everybody been oh my God.
See? Front row to the news.
Come to the side. I'll be Police found weapons, 15 police officers not getting
For one guy.
Well, they went around the building still searching. What the hell did we possibly do?
Did he see that he was coming? Did he think claiming mental illness could save him? Who knows? At first, rumors started to fly. Some say people target his family and retain.
What the f? And I tell the homie, I'm like, hey, I think that's our boy. Bam, I go bang on his window. Boom, boom, boom. He looks back. Everybody on the bus like, what the f? I swear to God. And then he's like, you Eric Holder? He's like, yeah.
Stayed quiet. Cowboy spoke up. Brick Baby said what he said, then he backtracked.
Even being in jail, like, where you from? I'm Lil from 6-0. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm Lil from 6-0. What's up? Oh, you know the other man on the hood. Stop talking to me about cuz. You get what I'm saying? Like, it really like affected a whole lot right there. Like, oh yeah, we ain't with that shit. Like, so what is you saying? Like, I really had to be on defense mode because it's like, at this point, like, you know what I'm saying, the idiot might go for it thinking that I'm closer to the little nigga than what I am. Every time they ask me about him, I'm aggressive. It also added pressure inside the jail system on me. Not to say that it was some pressure I couldn't handle, but shit, it definitely was like a whole different turn for shit. You got like homies coming to jail and they been talking on the streets, talking about they gonna get all of the shit out the way and all that. And I've been hearing it. So when I see them, I heard you been looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal? You know, niggas wasn't on nothing though. They was just talking, but you know me, I don't do too much talking.
Listen, for once for all, I am not taking Eric's side. Nipsey is my homeboy. We got this tattoo the same day. Me and Nipsey got a whole lot of stories that I never tell. I don't take interviews about my boy. I don't do nothing. Anybody that know me know my love for Nipsey, cuz. Anybody that know me know I'm not condoning in telling, bro. Black Sam and everybody know how much I love them, bro. On the hood. People don't go down to courtrooms because so much shit going on. Don't nobody want to be involved with no extra police activity because it's already f***ed up. Just don't want to be in there with people's parents that's blaming us because they kid was gang banging. And then I know both sides of people. I know I'm little shit. I know his parents and I know Nipsey parents. I'm f***ed up. Lost two friends. Ben lost cuz to drugs. Now I lost Nipsey. How you think I feel?
Wack 100 stirred up things, mentioning Big U, Dom, and some other drama behind the scenes. But there was rumors of disrespect, betrayal, and even deeper politics. But Nipsey was gone, and the only name that mattered was Eric Holder Jr. Nipsey Hussle was more than a rapper. He was a father, a businessman, and a visionary. He came back to his community to build up something, and Eric Holder tore it down in seconds. Some say it was jealousy, others say it was pride. While it may be all of that, but Nipsey tried to warn him, he didn't threaten him. He didn't press him. He gave him a heads up. And for that, he lost his life. Eric Holder Jr. will spend the rest of his life behind bars, alone and forgotten. But for Nipsey, his name lives on forever. The marathon continues.
Big, little, baby, tiny, infant, all kind of shit, fetus. So you gotta know, it's because you got a name, know which one it is.
Once he gets to state prison, he's a target. There's a green light on him from all the gangs, all the people that love Nipsey Hussle. And so his life in prison is going to be hell for as long as it lasts.
Without a doubt,
he definitely digged a grave for his own life as well. Eric Holder, aka Shitty, will never walk the streets of California ever again in life. Only,
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, cuz was already on some type thought ass
experience planning for the future. You just experience
about snitching.
All right, man. That's gonna be on them. That's gonna be dirt on them, man. And what is this?
Be posted up right here in this parking lot. Talking to Fats, it's like, damn. I look up, and across the street, right where we're at right now, was a sign that said for lease. Business partner, rest in peace. Stephen Donaldson, Fats. So we like, yeah, we got to get that. So we called Nip, and we put a plan together, and we got the shop.
March 31st, Nipsey Hussle was unalived in front of his store, the Marathon store. The same location him and his brother. At the funeral, Sam will give a rare emotional speech, one of the only times we ever heard him speak publicly.
We used to talk, we gotta go. We don't know if we're gonna go at 80.
Streets would later know him as Grandpa. They didn't know there'd be legends at the time, but the bond they formed in those middle school hallways would change.
Cameron, you need to smoke something though. You good with that, but you better with the Dodie though. You know?
I don't smoke, but what are you talking about?
What is you saying? You got pounds in the what is you saying? What is you saying?
You're not gonna
Come on, walk with me, follow me.
Yeah, I'll walk with you, but I ain't gonna smoke, you know?
Show me the things.
I'm in the studio. Early stages, Flossing Boy Project, you know what I'm talking about? Nipsey Hussle. Right before nigga got all the millions y'all gonna be seeing, it's me. Before the meal tickets and all that, a couple days before, you know. Probably about a month or two away. They're gonna be all on BET and all that, you know what I'm saying? Niggas still taking phase in the hood though. You know what I mean? Homies out here tripping shit on the day. You feel me?
First thing I'm gonna do with you guys, I hope you guys drink.
Of course.
oh, just feeling unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the way that feel. Your eyes, it show. You know what I mean? So, I was like, I'm off all of that shit. I'm gonna just focus on being healthy, working out, eating good as best I can. You know what I mean? Being focused.
So he made a decision to cut it off and cut off anybody who brought it with them. But back then, it just wasn't there yet.
All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do with you guys, I hope you guys drink.
Of course. Got Patron and Molly.
Oh, wait a minute.
Got Molly Tron.
No.
We drink red.
All right, so look.
After the Crenshaw mixtape dropped, the crew took their buzz and hit the road, and they started the Crenshaw tour. Most of the dates were sold out, including Chicago. But in the Windy City, things went left.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell with Music'sMyLife.com here outside of Fat Tiger in Chicago.
Yeah.
The Windy City, as you can tell.
Super cold out this motherfucker, Sniper Hood and that puzzle. Big shout out to Chirac, man. We out here thugging, getting ready for this concert tonight. Big shout out to Fat Tiger, man. You know what I'm saying? Good part of the city came through, show love at the pop-up shop. You know? What's up though, man? Talk to me.
According to Big Folks, a Chicago OG who managed the Chicago artist Lil Mouse, there was a fight after a show. Rip Paw stepped in to save Nipsey's life. In the chaos, Rip Paw got stabbed. His lungs collapsed and he was rushed to the hospital. That wasn't security. That wasn't a bodyguard. That was loyalty. Rip Paw put his life on the line for his brother Nipsey Hussle.
The Mexicans in Chicago tried to.
Yeah, news too, because his homie Grandpa, the same. I said this on No Jumper too, to Flacco. The same that was with Nip that he got. He was with his homie that day in the parking lot, and the nigga ran away, like took off fast as hell. That was Grandpa. But like I was saying, like I know he got a lot of grief for running away, like you know what I'm saying, because like you, Sean Cotton, whoever's around you.
Nipsey's mindset evolved even more. His vision was sharper, his discipline tighter, and his circle started to shrink. He gave up lean, cut the distractions, and began stepping away from anyone who didn't reflect the energy he needed around him. That's when Rimpaw, his day one, quietly faded from the view. No beef, no Instagram drama, just space. Years later, after Nipsey's passing, Rimpaw said something that explained it all. You showed me the world. You helped me come out of my shell. You didn't accept me at my low when I was on drugs, and that was the main reason I quit and got myself together. That right there, that's love. That's accountability. That's growth. Nipsey didn't enable his people. He challenged them to be even better, even if it meant walking away. And Renpaw, he took that lesson seriously. That's why even after the silence, he was still there when it mattered the most. Because loyalty doesn't mean you never fall off. It means you find your way back. By 2019, the Marathon store wasn't just a retail space. It was a landmark, a monument, and a vision that Nipsey built with his own hands right there on Slauson. And on March 31st, Nipsey pulled up, unannounced, to help a homie who came home from prison. Nipsey brought him gear, shoes, and words of encouragement, allegedly. Just another day in the neighborhood. Renpaw was there too, back by Nip's side after everything he'd been through. Surveillance footage shows them talking, posted up outside the store.
Man, all right, man. We gonna leave it. We gonna leave it right there, man. But like I said, bro, it's a lot of speculations to the story of what happened to Nip, man. Was it a setup? Because why else would, LIL Shitty be wearing red and shit, going, stumbling through the alley, like what Black Sam said, like he knew it was a setup. He was told to do something. He got nervous, so first he came with the shirt off. Yeah, man, but y'all let me know in the comments, man, what y'all think about this. Long live Nip, though, man. Shout out to the whole marathon camp. We out, we gone. Love y'all.